Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are talking about a juicy story. This story has kind of taken over the conversation in terms of Nintendo, in terms of Nintendo Switch 2, their new console. Pricing has been the issue here. A lot of people are upset. You can go into like Nintendo live streams and videos, and everyone is like spamming, drop the price, drop the price. Like, it's become a really big issue for Nintendo, and unfortunately has taken over a lot of the Switch 2 coverage. People are still talking about the console and the games, but the pricing situation, along with tariffs, has really just taken over in terms of the story. Today we are going over a little bit of what Nintendo has said about the Switch 2 pricing. And this comes from the Washington Post. This is an interview by Doug Bowser, and we're going to read some of it. We're not going to read the whole thing, and I'm going to give my take on this because I don't really know if I'm buying it, you know? And also, we're going to take a look at a little bit later at GameStop and see some official Switch 2 prices, some of which I wasn't even aware of, some of which I'm like finding out today. So not only is Mario Kart World $80, there are more $80 games, at least here in the US. So obviously, you know, pricing has been a big thing here. And so kind of just going around. So first off, Bowser noted that the other marquee title, Donkey Kong Bonanza, remains at the standard retail price for premium games of $70. So comparing, they were talking a little bit about Mario Kart World earlier, and he says, you know, basically like Donkey Kong is going to remain at $70, which is our premium price. So yeah, Nintendo is officially done with $60 games. It's not coming back. That is very much last generation. And he goes on to kind of justify why some games are 80, some games are 70. He says, this is exact quotes: "What you see right there is variable pricing," Bowser told the Washington Post. "We'll look at each game, really look at the development that's gone into the game, the breadth and depth of the gameplay, if you will, the durability over time, and the repeatability of gameplay experiences." He continues, "Those are all factors, and there's many more that go into the consideration of what is the right price point for the game. So I think you can anticipate that there will be variable pricing, and we haven't set a benchmark." I don't know what you think about that. He continues on. This is much later in the interview. He says, "I think it's less about representing the industry. This is really about Nintendo deciding the right thing to do for its products, or what the pricing should be for its products overall. Even in the previous generation, we had some variability." Not really. Okay, let's just start with that end point. Last generation, every single game, I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong by this. Every single game was a full $60, right? There may have been some $50 games, but I'm pretty sure every first-party Nintendo game was $60. The only exception being Tears of the Kingdom, which was $70. And even then, people were a little upset. You know, yeah, it's a huge Zelda game. They put a ton of work into it. But at the end of the day, you reused Breath of the Wild assets. You reused the map. You did add quite a bit. I'm not going to deny that. But it kind of just seemed like a situation of Nintendo knew they could get an extra $10 out of it. And that, I think, is the theme and the problem for me, at least. Because, yeah, they justify it. I want to go back to what exactly... okay, we'll look at each game. Really look at the development that's gone into the game. The breadth and depth of the gameplay, the durability over time, and the repeatability of gameplay experiences. I just don't see a world where Nintendo actually follows through with what Doug Bowser just said. Because if we're looking at that, durability over time, repeatability of gameplay experiences, so is a 10-hour Kirby game or a 10-hour Princess Peach game, is that going to be $30? Is that going to be $40 going forward? You know, it's not very replayable. There's a story mode. There's nothing really else to it. I don't see Nintendo devaluing other games and pricing them accordingly. I just don't believe it. I personally think that in this Switch 2 generation, you are going to get $70 games and you are going to get $80 games, and there's really nothing in between. The only exception being the little game, the welcome tour game that they're coming out with, which is basically a glorified tech demo that probably should have been included anyway. I believe that is confirmed to be $10. So like, you may get little things like that, you know, that might be priced way down. Also, he says, we'll look at each game, really look at the development that's gone into the game. As a consumer, there's no way that we could fact check Nintendo on that point right there. Because Nintendo could come out and say, Donkey Kong took 10 years of development. And we kind of just have to take their word for it, right? So this is a very political answer from Nintendo. And you know what? I didn't expect Nintendo to go back on the pricing for Mario Kart World. But this is kind of a BS answer, because I really don't think Nintendo is ever going to price things, you know, based on those kind of variables. I really don't believe it. You know, I think they priced Mario Kart World at $80 because they knew they could get it. At the end of the day, the number one selling game on Switch 1 was Mario Kart World, or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? By far the number one seller. So yeah, of course they're going to price up this game, but it's not because of the hard work that was put in. It's not because there's a huge world and there's a ton of characters. It's because they can get the extra $10. Now, if they turn around and say, oh, by the way, Mario Kart World, we're going to support for 5 years and all of the DLC is included. You'll never have to buy a booster course pass. It's all included, man. You just buy the game and you're good. Maybe I'll say, okay, all right, I can kind of see the $80. But right now, the $80 is because Nintendo can do it and they can get it and they know people are going to pay. I actually don't have any problems with the price of the console itself. I don't have any problems with like the prices of the accessories. I think the accessories are fairly priced. It's the games that really kind of bug me. I want to go over to GameStop. You know, this is a retailer, man, and they have prices. I just searched Nintendo Switch 2 on GameStop and got, you know, this. So yeah, obviously we have the Switch 2, which is priced at $449. This is all US, by the way. I know there's been a lot of confusion because people are seeing like, oh, this game is priced at 89 euros. So like that's $90, right? No, let's make sure that we're like converting money properly. But like here we are in GameStop, $449 for the Nintendo Switch 2, $499 comes with Mario Kart. So technically you're saving $30 if you buy the bundle. We have Mario Kart World, which is $80, Donkey Kong, which is $70. And I'm only looking at Nintendo first party games because like something like this, Bravely Default, I'm kind of covering it. It's $40, you know, and Nintendo doesn't control that. Dragon Drive doesn't have a price yet. Metroid Prime doesn't have a price yet. Legends doesn't have a price yet. Hyrule Warriors doesn't have a price yet. But then you go down here and I wasn't aware of this. Maybe I should have been. I don't know. These Switch 1 games that have the extra content on them, Tears of the Kingdom, you know, has a new like 4K 1080 120 mode, like has some quality of life. I don't think they added any new content besides the Zelda app thing. This is going to be $80. Super Mario Party Jamboree with Jamboree TV is going to be $80. I didn't know this. I actually did not know this. And then Kirby and the Forgotten Land with the DLC is going to be $80. Now, it was also revealed that you can just buy the upgrade packs, which have been revealed to be $10 or $20. It's really by a certain game basis. So I guess Nintendo is honoring the variable prices, right? So if you have Super Mario Party Jamboree, you're going to have to pay $20 for the Jamboree TV for like the upgrades, basically. Same thing with Kirby. I believe that's going to be $20. Zelda is going to be $10 to upgrade. So, and then you're getting like Street Fighter 6, $60. So it's like the prices are all over the place, but a lot of this is greed. A lot of this is not, oh my God, we put so much time into the development and like, oh my God, this is endlessly replayable. So we can justify the price. These are re-released Switch games. At the end of the day, these are re-released Nintendo Switch 1 games. Okay. And on like eBay, you know, on other markets, you can get Super Mario Party Jamboree for like $30 now. Kirby is like $30 now. I remember Kirby during Black Friday was $30, you know? So I really don't know what to say, man. Like, are we really going to be paying these $80 prices for glorified Switch 1 games? You know? We have more prices here. See, we have Breath of the Wild, which is $70. So like, why wasn't that $80? You know, so it's really all over the place. And even though Nintendo has come out and said, hey, we're going to look every game case to case basis, I really don't see them honoring that. I really don't see a Yoshi game coming out for $60. I really don't. So I don't know. Maybe they can prove me wrong, but Nintendo's sticking to it, man. They are saying, hey, this game deserves to be $80 and here's why. And on one part of me is like, damn, okay, Nintendo. All right, you're backing this game up. On the other hand, I'm like, damn, Nintendo, why are we doing this? Because $80 doesn't just affect Nintendo fans. $80 is going to be a domino effect for the rest of the industry, okay? Because right now, games are $70. Pretty much all the premium new gen games are $70. Companies are going to look at Nintendo and they're going to be like, all right, 80 sounds pretty good. Yeah, let's do 80. Nintendo's doing 80. Let's do 80. You think GTA is going to be 70? Ain't no way. So, interesting. Nintendo has officially responded. It is worth noting, I believe this interview was done before the whole tariff announcement. If you're not caught up to speed, basically the pre-orders for the Switch 2 are delayed, at least in the US, and the console could cost more. We don't know. The release date is still June 5th, but because of the tariffs, because this console is being manufactured in Vietnam, there is a 46% tariff there. So we don't know the prices yet for the Switch 2 officially. So let me know what you think about this. A lot to unpack. I will try to link this article below if you want to read the whole thing. I pretty much read the main points of this, but yeah, very interesting. This is not getting better. This situation is getting worse. Nintendo, expect those spam messages on your live stream. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.